There's a lot of team fight, strong lanes, a lot of damage. I personally favor Secret, but where we thinking this one's gonna go?
I thought game one was like pretty even on draft, and it was kind of a fun game because it came down a lot to the execution. But this one, I'm liking Secret's draft a lot. I'm not going to say Liquid's memeing up by any means, but I do think there are some weak points with their draft, like definitely the safe lane. If this is like a Phoenix plus Void Spirit lane, I do think they're going to struggle. The one thing they have going for them, which on paper is amazing, is the Wyvern. Like Winter's Curse against 3 melee cores. You're picking it. It's great as like kind of a Magnus counter. Kind of makes it really hard to get that good kind of Winter's Curse initiation. Can be good against other things like the Rolling Thunder, but it's easier said than done. The last Wyvern core we saw, it was like, oh yeah, good Wyvern game, but teams they play around it. They're going to position and not give you those good Winter's Curses more often than not.
And he just couldn't even get to the stage where I think that was Collapse playing it, where he went he went like treads, one item. I don't think it was Dragonlance. It was something into 4 staff, maybe Atos instead.
I think that's right.
So we said the same thing that game. Like, we can see the value out of the Winter Wyvern, like you just mentioned. Very good game for it as you go on. There's a lot of concerns on how this hero is able to play the lane. So let us see how much Zai is able to get out of it, and let us see how all the other lanes are going to shape up. Of course, like we said, niche up against Armel. I was at least expecting this to be a little bit more Timber favored, very slightly though, nothing too crazy. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think Timber maybe does a little bit better, but it's pretty close to 50-50. We'll see both these players more or less free farm here. Both players have nukes to secure creeps, and both players will be playing around early bottles, so I don't really see either player getting shut out of this game at all. A lot of damage bottom. Mickey's Void Spirit already feeling the heat, and like I just don't see how you harass back at all. This may even be a game where you don't like. I almost wouldn't mind seeing FBZ go like Ring of Health into Arcane Boots. Like sometimes we've seen the Magnuses go for the Arcane Boots still, and just use that to spam the lane. Definitely the Ring of Health has a lot of value, but he's got the Vanguard queued up, which is fine. But I just think like Arcane Boots is amazing in this double spam lane.
And it's a lane that both heroes on Liquid need a lot of levels as well. This is kind of the one issue that people mention with this Void Spirit safe lane, is that you don't get solo experience. And then the Phoenix, your lane gets much more better when you get that second point in the Fire Spirit.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a huge boost into your damage output. They're already early on. Shockwave, Skewer, just damage after damage here. And he just bring down Mickey here. One more right click would do the job. Or a Shockwave, which there we go. Got the right click.
I would give all this and my blood too if it meant.
Doesn't look like it's gonna get too much easier, so at least he's gonna come back. It's gonna be a double range creep and still a big wave as well for him to get, but I imagine they're gonna continue the pressure. They'll turn to Insania next, and with the silence, not enough. Insania pops the Fairy. Even Selv just got delivered as well from the chorus, so he's gonna be able to shrug off that damage.
Yeah, I think people often underestimate the tower aura, because that bonus, like you're thinking Phoenix like right clicks do a lot of damage with 1 base armor, but by the tower he gets that bonus armor. I think it's the +2 armor, so it actually makes a difference. I don't think it necessarily saves his life, but they weren't even close to killing him there because of it.
And it looks like top lane Liquid are having a very good time. This is actually something we've seen similarly with their previous draft, where they had like a Visage Techies double ranged into, I think it was a melee matchup then. So with the Wind Ranger and Wyvern, they seem to just be playing their distance, using the spam from the power shot and using the Arctic Burn off cooldown just to try and put Chrysalis in a health pool where he can't really play too aggressive.
Yep. And yeah, both heroes in the offlane started with blood grenades, one on the Wyvern, one on the Wind Ranger. So, like you say, recognizing that just keeping heroes low, harassing and spamming as much as possible is kind of the way to play this lane. And yeah, it's worked out well for them so far. I mean, Puppy's kind of had to do what he can to distract them and give Chrysalis a bit of a lane here, but definitely a good sign with the Wyvern. Already having Bracer, Wraithband going for all these early stats as a universal hero, and just constantly harassing the Monkey King whenever possible.
even with that kill early on onto Mickey, he's still actually higher last hits than the mag. FBZ only 13, which a little bit surprised by. The net worth isn't showing too much of an advantage, of course, because it was first blood, but I'm still a bit surprised that FBZ hasn't been able to get too many last hits.
Yeah, it felt like they were like really zoning them out, at least early on. Like after he died and came back to the lane, it kind of stabilized the lane because they used up all their mana, but definitely felt like they should be able to get a bit of a CS advantage or even on CS here. So maybe just, you know, not getting the perfect last hits or playing the lane quite as well as, you know, obviously harassing getting the kill was great, but last hits is also a big part of this lane.
Double Bracer is a very interesting choice from Mickey.
Yep.
Sometimes we see one, even paired with the Wraith Band, or just one of those kind of stat-effective items, but going two for this lane currently down bottom has been a big reason to help him out. Nothing too crazy, though, occurring since that first blood. Yamich going to start to fall back and get some stacks going in the triangle. Of course, you'll have multiple heroes to be able to take with ease, whether that want to be the Pango or someone with the Empower.
And take a little peek at mid lane as expected. Pretty much even CS battle there. 6 deny advantage going Nisha's way, so it looks like he'll hit level 6 first, and almost roughly maybe a third of a level ahead of the Pangolier, which isn't the biggest deal, but maybe creates an opportunity to pressure the Pango with a slightly faster level 6. But both mid laners pretty happy with how this lane is going.
I'm still surprised that if you look at the net, 600 difference between Armo
Rotate
and
Boxy
Nisha.
bottom. They've got 3 heroes down here.
They get a kill off the back of that though. Boxy finds an angle for the shackle, latching onto the tree, and Senya will yoink the kill. So very nicely done, Boxy. Now, gonna look to rotate mid. That's a great timing of the kill. They've got 10 seconds to be able to move on over to try and secure the power rune now.
It was always, I think this was very intentional because even before they got the kill, they were drawing lines toward mid. Like, we're going to get a kill here and then rotate mid together. Meanwhile, Puppey trying to secure the top DD rune. They're going to have to just take it for himself.
Armo just completed his level 6 and he's going to try and use the Rolling Thunder straight away. Bounce Boxy up to the high ground, but I mean, it's still on secrets half of the map, so Yamich and Puppey be able to do the last remaining damage required to get the kill. And it looks like with some of the Rolling Thunder, Armel's going to get closer back to base as well.
Puppey will stick around that DD. Needs to be a bit careful. Level 6 Timber can do a lot of damage if he's a bit too aggressive going for some of these creeps and last hits, but Nightmare can always bail you out, but nice move. Not really, I mean, obviously a kill going Secret's way, but I think net game wasn't really going either way. Like a support power room wasn't picked up by either mid laner, just a support kill. Pango had to go back to base to heal, so that kind of maybe negated the kill in some ways, while Timbersaw got to continue free farming.
Uh-oh, Puppey's gonna yoke the wisdom. Big brain.
Yep.
Drops a ward down. Okay, so looking to try and maybe reading that this next couple of rotations are going to be up to top to try and slow down Crystal's game, but both the supports are now going to be playing with extra experience with 2 wisdoms going Secret's way. Puppey even gets a Scurry snipe as well.
Yeah, right place, right time. Gets, well, the wisdom room was not luck by any means a negative. Put some pressure on Sai here, but doesn't look like Puppey wants to follow this one up. There is a Phoenix in the neighborhood as well.
Aggressive dive from Insania onto Crystallis. No one else is going to be following up. Sunray instantly stopped. Monkey King should be able to escape. Sidestep. Meanwhile, we do have some stacks getting taken though. Mickey's even going to try and act as bodyguard just in case a fight breaks out. He's got the actual step at the ready. So it does look like Nisha's going to be able to take the full heart attack. That's a lot of creeps. Box is even nearby to try and soak up some of the experience as well, so he's going to be pretty happy with that. Box, he wanted the ancients too. He's like, Nisha, come on, get the ancients. What are you doing?
Yeah, we got this, right? It definitely seems very like specific to the Dire side that these stacks seem to happen. Like, I mean, Radiant stacks as well, but they seem to be much more often contest on the Dire.
What do you feel like that is? Is it just the...
I think it's... I mean, the proximity to the Dire offlane of that camp, I think is a big part of it. Like the Radiant offlane to stack, you have to walk so much further back. I think that's really it, because it's usually the offlaner or the 4 position who's making the stacks, and I think doing that for the Radiant side is just way harder.
See if they want to contest the Ancients now. They've got a pretty deep observer board that scouts out FBZ. I'm going to drop another lane ward as well, just to potentially see some of the extra members of Secret to rotate over to secure this. So Liquid will be a 2-on-4. Man, look at the emphasis Secret are putting on. They know how important this stack is. Yummy, yummy. Easy gold.
Yep. You're going to split it, but just guaranteeing that the gold goes your team's way is so important there. So, Empower Pango. Easy farm, and yeah, seeing their Monkey King get pressured quite a lot this game, get bullied out of the lane, and not really having the best time. Number 6 on net worth. This is Crystal's signature hero, but Liquid came with a plan as far as dealing with the hero in terms of the early game, at least.
Yeah, and it definitely feels like you've gotten out of maybe the more difficult stage of this game on Zai as well. So we have seen in the past, and even recently as well, with this hero struggling throughout the lane, so he's going to be okay. Looks like it's the ATOS rush from him. No treads currently. And they should be able to take the tower. Liquid, they are considering about maybe defending bottom, as Secret got to look for the long wraparound all the way behind the tower. And Sandy's going to be the first point of contact. They'll miss on the swashbuckle. With that remaining damage being off the mark, they'll be forced to drop the RP just to secure the kill along with the Rolling Thunder. So a bit more spells needed from Secret just to get insane here. And now Zai, well, he can easily catch up to FBZ. We'll have to drop the curse. Won't be too long of a duration. Meanwhile, FBZ sidesteps the Remnant, but it's not going to matter. So close to the tree lane means that Nisha can get all the damage in. So it will be 2 kills going the way of Liquid in the end in this little bottom skirmish.
Yeah, good little hold there, not letting their towers go down without a fight, and they win the fight pretty convincingly, get a core kill. Was some space and room for Chrysalis up top to get some farm of his own on the Monkey King, but Monkey King not really one of those like heroes you're happy like, okay, we create space for him to catch up. It's not like a, you know, an anti-mage Medusa TB type hero. It's a hero that you really want to be having a good start and doing well from the get-go. So good news for Liquid is that, yeah, this game is in a pretty good place for them.
And we saw like game 1 was as well, minus how farm Chrysalis was. Like the net worth was very even. They also had cores that were farming. But this game, it's a little bit different. Everyone's even. Mid lane, you see only a 300 advantage for Nisha. You know, the top lane, both Wyvern and Monkey King are super close. So it looks like we're in store for a very, very good game 2 here, if it keeps up with this status quo.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like once Dire get their kind of core items here in the early to mid game, they've got some good team fight.
Yeah. So we'll see. A lot of that team fight as well is it's going to come down to how the experience is able to be picked up for Secret. Yeah, that's why you wanted to put so much emphasis on the stacks earlier. It's a big reason why, you know, Puppy's got 6, Sky's got 6. You're going to be looking at their other cores as well as Secret. Want to try and take one of the stacks away from Liquid, but Mickey's ready to jump and he blows up Armel. With that, Pango down for 25 seconds. Looks like that just might be all. Maybe Nisha wants to go back and try and take the Ancients now with Secret scouting this area out.
Yeah, it feels like Liquid are just getting a lot out of the map right now. Wherever they go, they're able to kill these core heroes with relative ease, and the ability to just in between these pickoffs just very efficiently farm like a quick double, triple Ancient stack. They were pressuring the enemy stacks, forcing, you know, Secret earlier to kind of group up for this. So really good movement and map read from Liquid. And Secret's kind of just playing on the back foot, just trying to kind of passively farm and avoid these engagements for now, which is not really how you want to be playing when you're the side. You know, you haven't got the scaling. Like, you've got a Monkey. I mean, they scale fine because Liquid themselves don't have like a true hard carry, but you know, you're playing on the back of the Monkey King. It's still a bad sign.
Yeah, I don't know. We have a lot of interesting things this game, right? Like where we speak about the Secret team fight with, you know, Rolling Thunder with Mag, but Liquid have very good ways to address that with your Winter's Curse for both those heroes, Supernova as well for the RP. So a lot of it's just going to come down to probably the vision advantage in the end. If the supports get picked off, like Dai have easier ways to find those supports, as we're going to see Mickey along with the egg. Man, Poppy, what have you done to deserve all this hate? Because Secret now, they might be able to hit back, not if they lose Armel. And now Zai finds the opening for a double curse on the right side. So Liquid, just a clean fight from them. Secret funneling one by one, and they're going to be penalized for that.
Yeah, just having the jump, having the vision advantage. They had that ward behind the T1 mid tower, and that just gave them all the info they needed to force this fight. And an absolute field day. Nisha with the Octarine call completed is just dishing out absurd amounts of damage. The Void Spirit able to jump in as well, and like they just don't have a good answer to the Wyvern this game. Like this feels like a much better Wyvern than the last one we saw for Collapse. Even if he's not getting amazing Winter's Curse off, but that one was fine. Like he's just able to do a lot of damage. The right clicks with the ATOS. He's going to be scaling into now an Orchid as well. So all across the bottom Liquid side, like there's no one true carry, but all their heroes from 1 to 5 can have a big impact on a 5. Like your 5 Phoenix doesn't need farm, but who kills the Supernova? It's such a hard ulti to deal with.
Yep.
And then you combine that with a Wind Ranger as well, who's also offering a ton of utility and even damage output with the power shot. Liquid have really found themselves in a really strong spot here in the early game.
Let's see what Secret try and do. They're attempting a smoke between Yarmich and Armel to maybe claw this one back. You got Chrysalis nearby as well to act as a sun to set up for the Mystic Flare. No one will go down. They probably will get the tower though. Top lane, Zai and Puppy both playing on the edge. Looks like, I don't know if anyone got a glimpse of them. They will see FBZ farming. I'm saying you're going to consider about going for the Magnet. It's not going to be an easy attempt. I also don't know how they're both the same level, the Phoenix and the Wyvern. Oh, Puppy. So they're coming through the rift though. Secret will be a little bit too late to protect Puppy, but they're considering about taking the team fight nonetheless. Well, as soon as I say that, 3 heroes back to the rift.
Yeah, just sacrificial 5 position things. Got to take one for the team there, and they're looking to defend bottom now. They take the fight top, and they ooh, almost caught Chrysalis there. Just jumped to the trees.
Oh, okay. Not enough for the swashbuckle. They know Armel's nearby now. Just going to go for the TPR, and going to cancel it. Any vision. Boxy won't go for the power shot, so he will escape. I was on the mark, but just a little bit too late. So tower will still go down nonetheless. It's going to be the catapult that gets it. No deny. There's still this networth league continuing to go slightly for Liquid up to 3,000.
That was nice from Secret though. You know, taking that tower, they get out unscathed. You know, they didn't get the kill on Boxy they were hoping for, but good quick reactions from Chrysalis there. You can see obviously the comfort with an understanding of how to push this hero Monkey King to the limit there. If he got caught by the power shot damage and couldn't jump to a tree, could have been a disaster for him since he doesn't have his BKB yet, but they're really waiting for that Monkey King BKB timing. That's when they're going to be most ready to fight, but the fight's being forced up now.
Solo RP, but the instant shackle from Boxy means the skewer's going to come a little bit too late, and the Supernova dropped defensively, but it's not enough to keep Zai alive. Thought it was going to be okay there to help protect him, but now Armel's going to turn to the diving Phoenix. Insane is trying to get some separation. Secret, they sense blood in the water. They're going to be able to pounce, but Mickey wants to turn it back around. Trying to bring down FBZ, but just off the mark is Nisha. The Mag's able to get out of danger, and Secret find a favorable trade for them.
They were so quick to, whenever the team comes there, it's like, we're taking this fight. Because Chrysalis was bottom. The second they caught wind that Liquid were there, they're like, we're taking this. Everybody came in. The Rolling Thunder was just perfectly placed and executed, right? Even right at the end, finishing off that extra kill on the Phoenix as well after the Supernova ended. So somehow taking a fight into the big ultis of Liquid.
Can they do something with his play top lane, Mickey? Quickly there to be able to stop the Fiend script. The damage has been dealt though. They'll find a 1-for-1 FBZ ready to go as well, but no RP. Going to be difficult to hold Mickey into place. He's out of Astral Sept charges. Mickey, no mobility for him to work with. One is back up now. Do they want to hunt on Secret? Looks like the call would to be back on off.
It's hard to go for these constant chases. Maybe with the Harpoon on the Magnus, but he does have the Blink Dagger and he's very close to that one, but Liquid able to heal back up and chasing into a Timber Saw. This Timber is a unkillable monster right now. Nisha, 10k plus net worth, has the Octarine, almost a full Lotus Orb as well to go with it. This is a big, big problem.
What do we make of this Orchid build? I know we brought up a little bit earlier, but I just want to...
He does have the Blink Dagger, and he's very close to that one, but Liquid able to heal back up and chasing into a Timber Saw. This Timber is a unkillable monster right now. Nisha, 10k plus net worth, has the Octarine, almost a full Lotus Orb as well to go with it. This is a big, big problem.
What do we make of this Orchid build? I know we brought up a little bit earlier, but I just want to touch back on it now again, because it's not your traditional Wyvern, at least from what I've seen. I think you're still your Scepter, your Dragonlance, and Treads is something that we see often after like the Atos. Not in any particular order, but what do we make of the Orchid here from Zai? Well, what is it going to be able to provide him in Liquid?
I think looking at the overall, like, how their lineup works is like they are, you know, they don't have a true carry. They're not really getting like this one hero like, okay, I can go for the team items because my carry is just going to scale and win this game. He's looking around like, okay, I got to carry Void Spirit, I got to mid Timber. I need to do some damage here. So Orchid is probably one of the best single target damage items. There's also a ton of utility, silencing some of these supports, getting a hero like a Magnus when he blinks in for a skewer. If you're quick on the fingers with the Orchid, the Pangolier, like there's several heroes here that are going to be forced to go into BKBs or Lincolns maybe because of this Orchid pickup. So I think it has a ton of value for the utility, but also for the single target damage scaling.
No way, Insane. You actually just got out there. Dodges the Puppy wraparound. Even dropped the ward as well to try and catch up to the Phoenix, but not to be. So with that mention about the Orchid, who do we feel like Zai should be prioritizing inside some of the fights if he can decide?
I mean, I think ideal scenario is it's the Magnus when he's blinking in, stopping a skewer. Like, that's probably one of the obvious outcomes. All that thought, Puppy is in no man's land. But, yeah, I think Magnus, you get probably some of the most value out of it. Otherwise, you're trying to, like, solo kill a support, for example. Like, if you can find and isolate, like, a Bane, and you just Orchid him and kill him by yourself. So, I would say it's either the supports or the Magnus. I mean, killing Pango would be huge as well, but I think that's maybe a bit too ambitious. Although, they're getting very low down bottom. Going to be forced to Rolling Thunder away.
Can they think about Roche? Thunder down. Feel pretty strong on Liquid. They're going to smoke, I believe Insania was under a ward. I saw no pings though. Quickly down to bottom. They want to try and connect with Mickey. Secret. They've backed on off towards their triangle though.
They want that pick off first, feeling like maybe that's going to open it up a bit more. And they were also all down here, so maybe even taking enemy Tormentor could be an option. Hasn't been claimed by Secret, so that'd be a pretty big denial if you got that shard for yourself, although you do maybe expose yourself if you get a bit low killing this one. But yeah, it looks like they can kill this with relative ease.
Oh, I mean... it's okay. You really would have loved Insane. Yeah, all right. So they're going to TP over for it. You'd hate the Wyvern gets it, but if Phoenix somehow gets his shard, well, you'd very, very happy with this. Is a big reason why they're putting
the
emphasis on going for it. So there we go. He's got the shard now.
Yeah, that Yulcept is he was dead to the Tormentor.
Secret are coming. 4-man smoke. Liquid have pretty split from the team. Got Zai down bottom. Boxy just TP'd back to base as well. No one wants to show in the lane though for Liquid. It looks like they've been able to read this.
Yeah.
Chrysalis, he's going to be... Nisha instantly cuts down the tree. Dukes over to the left side, but there we go. But the egg dropped in the middle. Let's see if they're going to be able to bring it down, and they will do so just before the curse from Zai. Armel, though, a defensive role to get out of danger. The retreat has been called, but they won't make it. Puppy will join Armel in the grave as Liquid. They brought all the boys they need. They were a little bit split, like you were saying, but they came fast enough to react to that fight.
Yeah, just so good from Nisha there. The quick reactions on the Monkey King jump to stun him up. It just meant that they couldn't get that clean initiation because, yeah, with Liquid kind of split up there. I mean, even though they're by towers and you can TP in, being able to TP in doesn't matter if your opponents get such a good jump that they instantly blow up a hero. Yeah, we see it again here, just the Monkey King. The fact that he basically got no value out of this BKB here. Got to kill the egg, but he's hoping to basically pop BKB on full health and you know, fight and kill someone like a Timbersaw there, but Secret just didn't get that clean jump.
I mean, I'm trying to see if they can maybe do something now with everyone back alive, because some ultimates were expended though from Liquid. Curse is about to be available, but Supernova will be on cooldown for 45.
Yeah, that's, you know, you'd maybe love to force a fight while these ultis are on cooldown, but I think Secret were just too much on the back foot and just don't quite have the necessary farm to reset things right now.
On top lane, FBZ finds an opening. It's onto the Timber. They're going to have the damage before the TP. Zai, quick use of the Orchid stops the Fiend's Grip. They're going to be forced to use the RP, but Niche is still alive. Jumps over to the north. Puppy's now in a lot of trouble as Mickey looked for the other supports as well. Zai, the first Mercen to the party, and he's going to come in huge to keep them up. And now FBZ, he'll also be cut down as well. A quick use to cancel the TP. And Liquid will have 0 casualties. Supernova will have to be used to keep Insania alive, but that'll burn Mag to a crisp. And once again, another fight will go Liquid's way.
Yeah, I mean, the Secret, in terms of execution, they couldn't really do much better. It's just that Liquid were ready for it, you know. Timber, I mean, at this point, you want to be killing the Timber just because of how farmed and far ahead he is. He's such a big kill to get, but they just didn't quite have the damage. They even got the Timber Chain, on the Timber Chain out, they had the Boundless Strike.
They got the damage for Zai? They definitely do not by the looks of it. Armel is going to look to do it by himself, and he will with the swashbuckle into the TP out. Boxy can get him range. Just a bit too far away, so a 1 for 2. Instant smoke from Liquid, looking for the fast play to wrap inside Secret's jungle.
See that fight top here again. Zai showing up. I mean, mention the value of the Orchid. You see it there, canceling the Fiend's Grip and the Winter's Curse. Absolute heroic plays coming in from Zai's Wyvern. And then even the single target damage, we're really seeing the impact of it as well as this game goes on. Just really scaling nicely on the Wyvern.
And that is the best person to first TP into a fight as well. I think if it's anyone else, he dies. Yes, maybe the Wind Ranger can cancel the Fiend's Grip with Shackle, but then he doesn't have the curse in the middle of that fight to get him out. So the Zai for the first one to be at the crime scene, keeps him alive, and now they've got a huge net worth lead. Up to 10,000 now, 25 minutes in. Items continue to be picked up. Mickey's almost got a Lincoln. She got a blink on Zai to help with his positioning. And they're still avoiding Roche. They say, screw it, we don't need it. Let's go for kills instead. And Box is going to be able to find an opening onto Puppy. And with no Secret members nearby, it looks like it was just a bit of a warding expedition for Puppy.
Yep. Looks like now they'll fall back to Roshan. They've got everything they could really want. All their ultis back online, and no real way for Secret to defend this one. They're going to be going into kind of split push and try drag the game out. They've got the Empower, Monkey King. They've got, you know, heroes that can kind of split push. If you're Liquid, you're going to be trying to just shut this down by finding pickoffs, getting yourselves an Aegis. Not the easiest route to go high ground with. They're much better suited to just trying to actually hunt down these kills and stop the split push, which is why Zai is already TPing bottom, looking for that maybe pickoff down here. But it does seem like he was scouted out, making this move, so they're aware of his presence and not going to get caught.
What do we feel like Secret need to try and change up in these upcoming fights? Because so far, at least the past couple have really been Liquid favored.
I think we're kind of at this point where they almost need to ignore the Timber and address the Wyvern. Like, make the Wyvern your #1 priority when you jump in. Speaking of which, Zai still patiently waiting. If anybody shows in this bottom lane, he wants to go on them, but I think Liquid have Secret have read this. They seem too aware that Zai's here trying to find a pickoff, and now they do get that vision. Didn't get the Gale Force.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Even with those heroes bottom though, tower still goes down top.
But yeah, I think the big thing is just take out some of this supporting cast. Most notably the Wyvern. Like, I was going to say the Wyvern's like one of these squishy heroes that does a ton of damage, but all the universal stats and Yeah, I'd build 2k plus health, so Zai's not squishy by any means, but I do think, like, Cold Embrace against the Monkey King, the Winter's Curse, the Orchid, we've seen what that can do. Like, the Wyvern's just doing more in the teamfight than anyone else.
Puppy's being such a nuisance. Meanwhile, Nisha just solo kills Shamage bottom. And they also scout out Chrysalis farming this top wave. He does have an observable though inside his own jungle, so he's well aware of this attempt from Liquid. They're going to still consider about going though. Sign with the curse, it's close to the base. Secret, can they respond fast enough to protect him? Chrysalis activates the BKB, but the RP gets the lifesteal back. Chrysalis, Sandstrong in the face of it all. And now what's the call from Liquid? Nisha, Mickey. They still got plenty of damage between the two, but they don't want to try and hit back.
Well, that's one way to maybe take a better team fight and turn the game around, is just Liquid getting a bit too overzealous there. I mean, they have the kill down the Monkey King, if not for Armel's Rolling Thunder in, but when you're that close to the enemy base, you have to expect some form of counterplay. Whether it was a Rolling Thunder or an RP, there were numerous options to prevent that kill from happening. So well done by Secret and punishing Liquid, getting just a bit too excited about their position in this game.
Wastes a decent chunk of the Aegis timing, and importantly, you can just get the map in a pretty decent position as well. Mid and bottom are going to get shoved out, so off the back of the respawn, they're going to be forced to address this, and by the time they deal with the lanes, that's going to be an extra 30 seconds, maybe close to a minute wasted. So this does continue to buy some time for Secret. What are we looking for? Crystal's going to be working on the butterfly next. Puppy's almost got a scepter. So we'll see what that's able to do for him.
Yeah, I mean, makes it harder for the Wyvern to, like, get that Orchid off. Also, double Lincolns on the Magnus and the Pangolier is going to make it harder for this Wyvern's Winter's Curse. So they are itemizing to really try and have a better team fight here in the late game, make it harder for Team Liquid to execute, particularly with the Wyvern ults. You know, they're still not going to have the best answers to, like, the Phoenix Supernova. And, by the way, Insania almost has a refresher, has the money, well, has it for money for an 150 gold, so this late game of Liquids looks pretty damn ferocious.
Radiant are scanning.
Isha? Down. Is he going to cancel? He will not. I don't even know if he saw F busy, so Liquid were trying to connect with a sweep across the map with their smoke. They will shortly see multiple heroes show top lane, though, with this observe board. Yarmich will now get rid of it. Give them the information they need. Still 50 seconds now left on the Aegis on Liquid. Level 20 talent, though. Just picked up on the mag. FBZ has that extra skewer.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Let us see how he's able to find the opening. It does feel like it's a little bit easier for Secret. Liquid, they have their own capability to be able to start the fights as well as Mickey. In a pretty good spot up on the high ground. Secret might look to wrap all the way around through their gate. Nisha's going to be the first point of contact. You have vision of him though. It's not an easy kill at all. 20 seconds still left on the Aegis. Ever so patient is Secret.
And despite playing into the Aegis, they were willing to smoke up and try and force something here. Maybe thinking they could catch Liquid at the Tormentor. And Liquid's going to go for this Tormentor. They're going to get a little bit low from this. It doesn't look like Secret are willing to take the jump and make the move out of the base. So Hag Shard goes to the Void Spirit. Most of Liquid's heroes getting these shards now.
It's a really undervalued shard. Cooldown getting reduced is nice. Extra watch range just for the little bit of vision. Smoke pops. FBZ. Nice reaction. Boxy gets out of danger. Probably reveals the ward nearby as well. So let's see if Secret want to stick around to protect it.
Feels like they're just trying to push out, cut some of these waves. They will re-smoke and...
Think under the ward?
Yeah, what's the plan here? Dire's scan. May scout Secret's move here. If that lasts just long enough, it's going to be close to see whether or not they get caught here. I mean, at some point, you have to expect this flank. You're going to see nobody defending the high ground here. But a jump here, Mickey would be a great catch, but that Lincoln's makes it tricky. Oh, Puppies. He shows himself. They know what's happening now.
You can't go up this high ground. It's too difficult without vision. They might just look to cut the wave. Eventually, they'll have to leave. Mid and top are pushed out as well.
Dire's bottom
You can
tower
just
is under
leave the
attack.
area, continue to farm Secret. Nice read from them. Not a high ground they'll
This is a
face.
nice move.
They will be chilling. They're also going to see them across the map. They'll get a glimpse of Nisha and Boxy over towards Radiant's Triangle. So can they now look to back on up. Have we got any gems? Any gem enjoys? No gems just yet. So maybe this is something that both supports are going to need to be looking at. As Epizzy is under a ward. Atos though. Pops a Lincoln. Zai should have the movement speed to close him down. Gale Force as well. And Epizzy is going to get blown up. Nothing they can do on Secret to keep him alive. He's trying to work on the BKB, but without that picked up just yet, he's very vulnerable. And so is Secret now. It's a 4-on-5. Pup is going to see an opening to try and deal with the Void Spirit. But Nisha swing over the top, acts as a bodyguard. Now Mickey, he wants a little bit of revenge, as Armel will do his best with the Rolling Thunder, but stop short thanks to the curse. Armel still gets the blink away. Rolling Thunder is about to expire. Swashbuckler could have potentially helped out, but he gets latched up against the tree. The preemptive use of the shackle before the Rolling Thunder expired meant there was no escape for Armel. He doesn't have a buyback, and their base is about to be in some danger.
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
Just having this sheepstick pick up on Timbersaw, just give him a little bit of extra catch they were just lacking on the liquid side. Just another layer of this chain stun that's making it really hard for Secret to, you know, get out on the map, cut these waves, and reliably split push. So all of a sudden, this game blown wide open with maybe 2 lanes of racks here. Nisha just kind of trees, making sure no one's around, no Monkey King shenanigans. They're gonna get a second full lane of racks here, no ages, no problem. Liquid, 15k gold lead and a huge advantage now after a great chain of events in the mid lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Is his butterfly gonna be a turning point for Crystallis? Because they didn't want to come back. They felt like they weren't able to defend without Armel. So he's finding a decent chunk of farm down bottom. But how much do we feel like this butterfly is going to be able to help out now at this stage?
It's definitely not a turning point, but I don't think this game's over by any means. What really needs to happen is just it comes down to execution, like fighting around vision, getting that like clean jump on somebody, that good rolling thunder, you know, followed up with a Monkey King, getting a good Wukong's command. So they need to fight around vision, and they need to like be able to like bail people out, like with some nice like defensive save plays, like the nightmare saves or something maybe need to come into play. But I don't think there's any item that will win you this game. It's just going to come down to better execution, which is really hard. Like the ease of execution is favoring Liquid. Like, you know, just push your buttons and chances are, you know, like a Supernova is really hard to kill. Timbersaw now is just unkillable and has layers of disable with the Hex.
Boxy.
So.
Pops the smoke. It was a great scan from Liquid. He knew that something was going on, so Boxy put himself on the high ground to try and scout this out. They're going to see Puppy as well with the lane ward, so Mickey jumps straight away, sees a freebie. Supernova dropped as well. Boxy's now going to try and follow up as well with the Gale Force. Armel forced to use the Rolling Thunder, but the supports are just getting blown up. A second round of the Supernova. What can they do on Secret to punch back? Crystal's going to try and play around with the Wukongs. The egg pops. It's protecting Zai for the moment. They're still able to cut him down, but it comes at such a grave cost. A Secret had to overposition to deal with the Wyvern, and now all their members will join him in the grave. There's a couple of buybacks, one out of the monkey, but it will be too late. They even get a glimpse of Armel as well around Radiant's secret shop. And there's going to be no escape here for Armel. Hex to hold him down. Gale falls down from the high ground as well. And Liquid, unfortunately, a little bit too late in the event where they have an incredible performance like this. But it's looking like one more fight is all they needed to close this one out.
Yeah, just every single fight, it feels like Seagrass throws so much at Liquid here, and they're just running out of time, running out of options here. Don't even need to wait for a Roche or an Aegis necessarily. I mean, they could go for it if they want to play things safe, but I think they can smell victory here, and Nikkei's just charging the higher ground, looking for that killing blow.
Run, Bob. Oh, all right. They should just jump. Oh, my lord. This is going to buy back. I just want to Armel early. They want to hold the Epizzy buyback, though. He's going to be up in 10. If they do, it'll be mega creeps, though. They're actually going to back on off, so no megas just yet.
Liquid, just a treat to watch a game like this, just showing, you know, you don't really need to pick these like traditional carries. Just have 3 cores that all just run around fighting.
Come on.
Exactly. Well, I mean, they've got 5 carries is what I'm hearing. Everybody's right-clicking for like 200 damage just with some stat items. Even your Phoenix, 150 damage, like, no problem. But yeah, this is the new meta, apparently.
Interesting meta we're in. It's you know, there's been some worse ones, without a doubt. There's been some worse ones. What's Zai up to? They get him? Just out of range for the vision there. So Zai will get out of danger. Looks like Liquid gonna play it the old safe way. Roshan back for them to take. His second Roshan of the game, so Age of Cheese. Should be easy. Gonna be difficult for Secret to be able to get all the way over to the other side of the map. So it should go over for free.
Not happening here. They're gonna be full high ground defense mode. Try and play around the skewer-ins and, you know, maybe the Rolling Thunder, bouncing people around. Try and lure Liquid into your base for, you know, the Wukong's command plays. In the end, it looks like Crystallis went for the Basher instead, opting for some extra control. We'll see.
Oh, he jumped straight on him. Wait, whoa, it's a huge boundless. No way.
Okay.
Crystallis rips apart the Wyvern, but can he stand strong against the egg? He can. But Nisha's going to be in with a finishing blow. Now we'll turn over to the Sky as well. Nisha has had such an exceptional game. Flawless performance from him so far. And he's looking to try and end that to be the case here. 7-0 and 17.
Yeah, I mean, Zai takes one for the team to, you know, catch the Monkey King there. He gets blown up, but we'll see how much Secret can do to hold here. Without their Monkey King, I just don't think there's anything they can do to defend this last lane of racks.
Does not look like it. Miracle is what they need. And unfortunately, it's daytime, so it doesn't make it too easy for FBZ to be able to find that opening with the Harpoon back. Got plenty of ways to react as well. Be it dissimulate on Mickey, or even Nisha with the Hex, so no hesitation, nothing to fear. Nisha, maybe something to fear. RP inside the fountain, that's a bit of a concern. Maybe that's how you have your first death. He's not even dead just yet though. Somehow Nisha gets out of the fountain. Who knows how? This man is still alive. Did he buy a Ghost Scepter? No way he did. I think he did. Did he buy a Ghost Scepter inside the fountain? And
I did not catch it. Yeah, he may have. Oh, what a ball. What an amazing 8-0-18 Timbersaw. Nisha just, I mean, him and Mickey are having amazing games here. But this is honestly a really fun game to watch because it was so much.